A very good morning to you and welcome to New Day here on Signature TV. My name is Godwin Sunday. If you've observed for the last couple of weeks, there's something that's been trending, and that has been young people continually pressing their phones that they call it tapping. Now, for so many, it is called mining. For many, it is tapping. But then, what is this all about? They said it is what they call tap swap and what they call hamster masters and the rest of them, from Pi through to Eagle, from Eagle to Bitcoin Legend to what have you, mining sites. But what is mining all about? What is electronic mining all about? What is expected from mining online? This is what we'll be discussing this morning, as we'll be talking about mining opportunities in Nigeria and how to regulate the digital asset sector of the country. And I'm being joined in this conversation by a financial expert, digital financial expert, in the person of Silas Umekwe, who will be putting the icing to this cake and also helping us to cross the T's and dot the I's of this conversation. You're welcome to Signature TV, Mr. Silas Umekwe.
All right, thank you, Mr. Godwin. It's my pleasure.
All right, so before we even get into this conversation, I know you know that right now a lot of youths are into mining, electronic mining and digital mining to get digital assets. But tell us, what is this all about from the onset?
Okay, so mining is actually a very popular word, and a lot of us have come across mining, especially when we talk about mineral resources, mining of iron ore, mining of gold, and the rest of them. Okay, so the word mining as relates to digital assets was actually used because of Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin is actually one of the first, not the first, but one of the first, would I say, cryptocurrency that did well, because there's been a lot of attempts to create cryptocurrencies before Bitcoin, right? So, but Bitcoin was what took cryptocurrency mainstream, and Bitcoin is also referred to as digital gold. So it only makes sense that if the way you mine, the way you get natural gold is through mining, then the way you get Bitcoin, they just termed it as mining, right? So that's now what is called digital mining. However, the way Bitcoin is mined is very different from the general mining that everybody talks about now. You know, Bitcoin is mined with what we call proof of work. And what is proof of work? You connect your computer to the Bitcoin network, and so long as your computer is connected to the Bitcoin network, the network releases questions every 10 minutes. You don't need to do anything. It's just depending on the strength of your computer. The more powerful your computer is, the faster your computer can answer those mathematical puzzles. And any computer that answers that puzzle first is awarded new Bitcoin. That's how Bitcoin is created, right? Every 10 minutes. So this is mining, right? And this form of mining is what's called proof of work mining. Now, but because of time, or over time rather, we found out that the mathematical puzzles were becoming more difficult. So you needed more powerful machines. And the problem with all these powerful machines is that you are going to need more power, and anything that has to do with more power will generate heat. So not only would you need more power, you need a cooling system. So it was becoming not very profitable, because if you look at all what you would have to invest into setting up a mining rig, you know, it was not looking very profitable. So a lot of other protocols started coming up, proof of stake and all of that. Then we now came to where we are now, which is the mobile mining. So a lot of companies now decided, okay, let us use the power or the capacity of the phone, because a lot of people have smartphones. So it's actually called cloud mining. Because what you are doing using your phone is that you are connecting to a server. So once you connect to that server, that network uses your phone's capacity. So if I connect, you connect, we connect, all of us, our phones together now provides a very large mining capacity for you to be able to mine whatever currency it is. Yeah, so a lot of projects started using this, and I think that's what got us to where we are now. Mobile mining is now like the in thing. You find everybody on the street, tapping,
Tap.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, all right. So let's look at this issue of digital assets. Has it been able to gain acceptance in Nigeria in general?
You see, I will usually say that cryptocurrency is the future of money. It's not if you would use cryptocurrency, it's when you will use it. But if it's for you using it, it's a sure banker. Right? Everybody would eventually use cryptocurrency. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. You see, the Telegram app is as powerful as WhatsApp and more powerful. And it's on everybody's phone. So when you see this mobile mining coming in through Telegram, mini apps and all of that, that's just one of the so many ways it's going to go mainstream. It's one of the so many ways. So for digital assets gaining relevance and going mainstream in Nigeria, I mean, that's a long answered question. We are already mainstream. That's the truth.
We're already mainstream. But then looking at the fact that digital assets is a complex term being used in Nigeria, while people try to understand the conceptualization behind it, from forex through to the blockchain technology, and looking at our educational system, do you think that we've started doing enough in the sensitization of digital assets, as it were?
Okay, so what I think concerning what if we are doing enough, I think the problem we have as a country is implementation. In 2017, I was at a stakeholders meeting for cryptocurrency at the CBN, and we discussed some of all these things. And one of the things I shared with them is how we will go mainstream and how it will be regulated, because you cannot regulate cryptocurrency as it were as a form of payment. You can only regulate it as a store of value. That means it's not in the CBN's place to do that, but in the SEC. Now, why am I saying we are having a problem with implementation? Is because if you look at there's so many documents that have come from SEC. A lot of documents have come. There's the document for digital assets from SEC. There's the document from Ministry of Information and Digital Economy or Digital Commerce, something like that. Then there's the CBN. There's a lot of documents backing the whole idea of cryptocurrency and the blockchain. So, but we have an implementation problem, because we have one document giving us all the rights we need, and another document, or rather the people that are supposed to enforce these things are coming. Okay, while I was trying to register my company and we put blockchain, not even cryptocurrency, blockchain as one of the in the memorandum of association, the CSE guys told me that order from above, that Oga say anything that has blockchain inside should not be registered. And I'm asking, so what happens to the document that has the signature of the president? Do you understand? So we have everybody coming from different corners with their own idea of what this thing is about. So if the government has laid down rules, which they have, then we just have a problem of implementing those rules. Everybody comes up every single day to come up with their own idea. So digital assets actually is mainstream. Is mainstream. It's just for us to get to that point where we can follow rule of law, follow the documents that have been presented by the Ministry of Information, follow the document that have been presented by SEC, and all these bodies, they are the ones in charge. They are the custodians of giving us the laws that would govern these things. Yeah, but here we are today. Every exchange is running out of Nigeria because we are trying to milk them instead of to regulate them. Because if you are going to regulate them, the United States charge as high as 40% on taxes made from cryptocurrency capital gains. Imagine what that would do to Nigerian economy if we were actually taxing these things legitimately. So these are the issues.
But what about the issues around emerging fraudsters from the sector? It is believed that the cryptocurrency and the digital asset is one channel that funds cannot be traced. And as such, most fraudulent activity go on within that sector. Could you please enlighten us on this?
Okay, Dr. Emefiele, the former CBN governor, do you really know why? Do you know why he actually decided, let's create another naira?
You mean the e-naira?
No, not the e-naira. Let's create another 500, another 1,000.
Denomination?
The pre-printed currency.
All right.
Where we reprinted different nairas. Now we have 200, 500, 1,000. Why did he do that? He was trying to bring back the money. You cannot have a country and 70% of the cash that is produced or that is circulating is not in the bank. It's in some people's houses. Right? So, how do you think fraud has been going on before cryptocurrency came? Is it cryptocurrency? No. Bitcoin started gaining mainstream adoption in Nigeria sometime around 2016, 2017. Right? So before then, are you trying to tell me that there's been no fraudulent activities? Why did the government have to print 1,000 naira note, 500 naira note, 200 naira note? Because carrying 20 naira note in Ghana must go was becoming heavy. So if you want to steal 1 million, how many 20 nairas will you put in a Ghana must go? So printing higher denominations was for what? So anybody that tells you that cryptocurrency will be used, for fraud the person doesn't understand the transparency in the blockchain. He has no idea.
I think that's the general fear that most even regulatory bodies have when that's to do with regulating the sector. It is believed that a lot of fraudulent activity go on, especially within the dark web space, where a lot of the various dark
yes,
webs.
I know. Yeah.
So most transactions go on without kidnappings and other vices. People ask you to pay through digital assets, and there are no credible KYCs, that's the know your customer policies, that is actually linked to the Nigerian bank. Can this also be a factor why people are scared?
I think the fear is not just for a couple of bad eggs would use cryptocurrency, but you see here, that's one of the reasons why we are advising the government to adapt regulations that will bring in exchanges and mandate them to do KYCs. Let me give you an instance. A few days ago, in one of the groups I was in, they posted that a young man, his grandmother was kidnapped and they had to pay, and they requested for money in Ethereum, and the guy paid the Ethereum and was trying to track them. Eventually the woman was killed, which is a very sad story. But a little blockchain forensic I traced that money went to Paxful, and the person was selling it in bits in Paxful. Now, Paxful is a centralized exchange, which means if the government or the court or the police goes to Paxful and tell us, give us the person with this wallet address with a court order, that person will be fished out. That's why we are talking about regulations. Regulations will make this thing not hula baloo. Regulations will make these things very transparent. The blockchain is the most transparent ledger you have in the world. The only difference is that your wallet address doesn't carry your physical name, but Now that almost everybody has an account on Binance, everybody has an account on BitGet, everybody has an account on Bybit. And why is that? Because of Telegram. So because of all these Telegram app, a lot of people have accounts on all these centralized exchanges. And what they don't know is that before you open any account with a centralized exchange, you do KYC. So any wallet address you are giving to somebody that is connected to a centralized exchange is tied to you. So if you're talking about transparency, the blockchain has the best transparency we can find when it comes to finance. The problem now will be with the transparency in the blockchain. Would the government be really willing to go that way, knowing that the people that have things in their cupboards are those governments?
But statistics again have shown that there's some form of higher rates of fraudulent activities within that sector, especially among them younger versions of Nigeria, young Nigerians in general. You see emerging millionaires all of a sudden, and they tell you that they're trading on various forex platform. And you already smiling. Lead us through this access.
Okay, you know, a lot of people now use, especially working boys. I believe you know what working boys are, boys that do Yahoo. You know, before now, they've been using PayPal, they've been using all forms of money. Now, this is just one form of money. The way they collect the money is not the crime. Or rather, the means of payment is not the crime. Because when there was no cryptocurrency, they were collecting this money with PayPal. They were collecting this money with MoneyGram. Okay, so somebody stays and tells a woman, you are standing in front of me in Maraba, and you are telling a woman in the US that you are about to pick a bus coming to Washington. And I was looking, like, Washington, what are we washing now? You know,
you're washing the tin.
Exactly. So, and he tells the woman, send me $200. And the woman sends him $200 with Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin the crime? No. The woman wanted her lover to come to Washington when the guy was in Cairo. If the guy had not used Bitcoin, he would have used PayPal. If he had not used PayPal, he could have used Western Union. If he had not used Western Union, he could have used MoneyGram. So you don't blame the tool. You don't blame the tool. How the money was sent is not the issue. On TikTok, to some few weeks, we had kidnappers with guns sampling bundles of naira that they made from kidnapping. So we will say we should stop using naira. That no, kidnappers are now collecting too many naira. Let's ban naira. We won't do that. So the problem is not in the mode of payment. That's so. But the issue is back to what we are talking about. A lot of people, especially those that are Yahoo boys, because they collect their money in crypto, if you ask them, they'll tell you they're traders. And these are the people that are staining this our white. You understand? They are the ones that are staining our white. So anybody that says he's a crypto trader now, they'll just assume, say, this one a Yahoo boy. But there are still people that actually trade crypto.
Silas, there is a trend where people open websites and applications, get Nigerians to invest their money. The first 100 people get paid, and thereafter
the rest don't get paid.
You can't even log into the site. They keep showing you 406, error 406. So this has become like a trend, even for people that wants to go into the digital space and digital asset environment. Looking at all of this, doesn't this show that in one way or the other, these platforms are being more crime related than even the individuals that are crime oriented?
You know, there's something I used to say. I learned it from my mentor. Knowledge must precede wealth. Should wealth precede knowledge, that wealth is at risk. Knowledge must precede wealth. The mistake we have with Nigerians is that they go in wealth first, not knowledge first. Knowledge must always precede wealth. Now, let me understand this. You see a system. It tells you we are going to pay you 100% in 1 month, or 3% per day. You do the math, that's 90% in a month. And you give them your money. Even if they have good intentions, the problem is that that model is not sustainable. So it's not the intention. Most of the time, or some of the times, some people come with actually pure intentions. But this model is not sustainable. That's one. Secondly, I know of people that these guys actually come with ill intentions. They raise 150 million, maybe 5 or 10 people put together raise 150 million. They float an investment platform. And 150 million will pay a lot of people.
True.
And as people are getting paid, they are not waiting for a particular number of persons. They are waiting for a particular number of money in their account. Once it hits 5 billion, they shut down in investment. So as long as you are investing, they are making money. But the thing is, if you would take your time to do some maths, little underground work, you'll be able to find all the cover of this charade. Some years ago, somebody met me and said, I want to invest in this company. Please help me do some research. I would not normally do it, but he's a friend. So I just said, okay, let me do it. And when I did it, I found out a couple of things. And I told him, this is a copycat company, because a company like this exists in the US. And from all what I've seen, there's no affiliation with this guy and this guy. So just be careful. Unfortunately, the guy went on to invest. Yeah. 8 months later, I saw on the news that the company crashed. The company did not crash. The company itself did not crash. It's the guys that created the copycat that crashed. And they didn't even crash. They ran away with your money. Because from the onset, they were not there to provide any value. So if you would take some time to do a little search, you are going to find out that, under all this thing, you can see the skeleton, right? But the truth is, when it comes to online investment, you have to do well. You have to do your underground work. You have to do your search. A lot of people, now, there was something I found out some years ago. You see a company online, an investment company, and people will tell you, like I always tell people, one of the things you should look out for is the team behind it. Who are the guys behind it? So you go to their website and you see they will list some very good guys, put even their Telegram link, their LinkedIn profile link. So you are thinking, oh, this makes sense. But the mistake you are forgetting to make is click one of all those LinkedIn link, go through the person's profile, and you see that he has not mentioned that thing once. Yeah, that company that say he's their CEO, he has never mentioned them once. He has not commented, he has not made one post here. There's nothing.
So he's not aware that company
He doesn't even know that company exists. But because people use this picture and his link, you feel that it's legit. Then you go and invest. That was how there was a time some of my students in crypto. One of them invested in one company. And he didn't tell me when he invested $10,000. Only for me I was just playing online and somebody told me, this company. So I did some work, some search, and I told him on this company. So as I went back to class to tell them that there's one company that is trending now, please, you people should try and stay out. That's when somebody was telling me he just invested $10,000 last week. A retiree. The $10,000 went. It's not as if he's still there. The $10,000 went. So these are the issues. If you will take your time to do some small research, not all the companies that do investments online are bad. However, before you part with your money, the problem is Nigerians are looking for zero risk investment. An investment where they will not bear any of the risk, just the returns. If it goes bad, they will come for your head. As long as it's good, chigaba. But you can't find that anywhere in the financial world.
Silas, we know that within the financial sector, all a lot of misappropriation of funds has happened even within that sector.
Yes.
Also within the financial sector of digital assets, we have a lot of misappropriation of funds. Anything could have gone wrong, but there's another trend that is even going on right now, where Nigerian youth will also create a platform, and they call it a referral platform.
Okay.
Where they refer people to bring in their money, and they, all of a sudden the site is nowhere to be found. I'm asking, when these sites are created, you are in the cryptocurrency space. We are asking, are there no government regulators? Are there no agencies saddled with responsibility to ensure that before a site or an app gets to the cyberspace, there's some form of affinity,
Vetting.
probably, that we can get, so that we can begin to get people arrested when some of this things happen, because this will further boost the trust. Do we have any of such organization within Nigeria?
Okay, so as regards oversight of investment companies online, one thing you need to understand is that this space is fully decentralized. And if you use the example you've given, some people collect money with Naira, some people collect with crypto, some people collect with anything. Now, let's stick to crypto. Now, if somebody creates a site, okay, let me not go there yet. Now, but somebody creates a site and people start engaging. There's actually, anybody could create anything. That's one of the problems of this era we are in. Just the same way anybody can become a motivational speaker. Once you have a TikTok account and 100 people following you, before you know, you will find out that a 12 years, 13 years, 14 years old person is giving content on relationship. And you will see a mature 30 years old somebody sharing the content on status. Do you understand? We are in an era where the number of business coaches are more than businesses. Do you understand? You find out, you go online and you find out that people that are relationship teachers, relationship coaches, are people that don't have any form of any working relationship. You are doing marriage counseling, you are single. It's not as if you have any certificate that will say, okay, it's what you have. You are just using it based on hype. There are some, we know a lot of them. You've fallen out of you have fallen out of a failed marriage. You have not, so you want to teach people that are inside how you should work. So these are because we are in a system that is so decentralized. The only thing that will save a lot of people just has to be your own personal research. That's why I keep saying knowledge must precede wealth.
Knowledge must precede wealth, indeed. But let's look at this again. Is mining right now really an opportunity for Nigerians, fairly young Nigerians, to get involved in it?
You know, one of the things I'm one person that is very grateful to God that we have mining opportunities. If it were not Telegram mining apps, most of us will not be sleeping in the night. At least our youths have seen something that will distract them. One, something that will earn them a currency aside Naira. Something that will earn them dollars. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, your $2, $3 that you got from tapping your phone is 6,000 Naira. I've had some of my staffs make 80,000 from tapping phone. So mining is, yes, an opportunity, right? Now, However, I used to say it's not every mining program or mining app that will yield results. It's not. Now, but you can know the one that will yield, especially if you are not very inclined to these things. There are certain things I don't get involved. There are certain mining I don't get involved in, and there are certain ones I just say, okay, I think this should take this serious. And most of the ones we've taken that serious have done really well. So, answering your question, is mining an opportunity for Nigerian youth to get into? Of course, absolutely.
All right, so we have a lot of high yielding investment platform which we call the IEPEPs.
Yeah.
So, looking at all of these investment platforms, and mining tends to be one of those platforms where it's a high yielding investment platforms. You tap, but then you need to register with maybe Bybit and all of those organizations in order to get your gas fee, to be able to move your money out from either Trust Wallet, your PancakeSwap, your MetaVax, your Binance, and what have you. Look at all of this. None of them have strong presence in Nigeria. Can we now say that with all of this, it's a way to go right now for Nigerians in terms of the trust on the digital asset as an industry?
Binance had Binance Nigeria.
It just had Binance Nigeria. I think it was 2 years ago.
Yes.
Prior to this time, there was no Binance. Trust Wallet don't have Trust Wallet Nigeria.
Yes. But you know that Binance sent their rep to Nigeria. They arrested them.
I know.
So you are talking about having presence in Nigeria, and the few that did come, you hold them. It's simple now. Listen, for you to have investors come into your space, Nigeria has the market. Trust me. If you pay with any app, or some of all these online not just investment, all these online tools that people subscribe to, Spotify, Audiomack, Netflix, if you pay with Nigerian card and you have another account in another country, then you will understand what you are benefiting in Nigeria. Right? Nigeria has the market. So every sane investment company that wants to go into Africa would most likely come into Nigeria because we have the market. But the question is, why are they not staying? Why can't they put their feet down? Because we have policies that are choking. We have very stringent policies that makes it very difficult for some of these companies to have a physical presence here in Nigeria. But one thing you must never forget is that if you go online on Telegram, Nigerians are working for most of all these companies remotely, addressing most of the issues. Okay, I have a couple of friends that if I have any issues on Binance, I just call them. Guy, what's happening? This and this and this and this. It's okay. In a couple of days, it's fixed. Every exchange, we have Nigerians that if anything just goes wrong, one call, they would fix it. But that you will come to their office, no. Ordinary Binance police see on your phone, they call you Yahoo boy. So these are the issues. So there's opportunity in the crypto space, especially with mining. So whether they have a space here or not doesn't mean anything. And the reason is because of the internet, the world is now a global market. That's globalization. The world is a global market. I've done transactions. The first person I did, one of the highest transactions I did with 10 Bitcoin, that was 2016. She's based in the US. We've never seen till today. I want to buy Bitcoin, or she sent the Naira. It took me about 3 or 4 days, and we were able to fulfill the transaction. So the world is a global marketplace. My first book on cryptocurrency, Bitcoin Explained, I wrote it in 2017. I distributed it to 15 countries for free, including US and Canada. So if I was selling it, it's the same thing. I have a book on Amazon now. If you Google the name of the book, I was seeing it on different stores. Now, that's just to tell you that the world is a global marketplace, right? Anybody can buy it. Amazon will send me my money here. So we don't really need Trust Wallet Nigeria, right? Because in the first place, Trust Wallet is a decentralized wallet. You understand? So if you are using any wallets, if you create a wallet using Trust Wallet and Trust Wallet goes down tomorrow, just carry your recovery phrase and impute in any wallet and it comes back up. So it's fully decentralized. So you don't really need a physical presence, as it were. However, like you said, the physical presence gives it that legitimacy, in quotes, especially for Nigerians. But come to think of it, if you see some of all these companies that Nigerians are quick to jump into conclusions. So you encounter a problem that if you're creating an app, for instance, they tell you, do you agree? Nobody reads terms and conditions. So you click agree because you cannot read, just swipe, click agree. Now, when a problem comes in that is based on that agree that you agreed, that you refuse to agree now, you will now carry yourself to the company's office and go and be breaking glass, carrying TV. You have seen it happen. So even you, if you are an investor, you know that the kind of this our Nigerian people, if you put your office, it's better you just be doing the thing. Let everybody just be working remotely. That's just it.
Silas, thank you for that good word. In terms of this recent development of tapping, everybody keep tapping.
Yeah.
Everywhere, even on the road, you see a young boy tapping. A child can literally tell you, Daddy, are you tapping? You press your phone now, instead of people to tell you what are you doing, say, are you tapping? So people even know how to use their 4 hands now to do like this.
Well, they use
you use 2 hands. I was even saying 4 hands. That means you've even gone advanced. We are still in the 4.
Use 10 fingers.
Okay.
To tap.
But then looking at this tapping,
yes,
it's amazing and it's fun to do. But does this have any psychological effects on Nigerians?
You see, the thing is, too much of everything is bad.
Including too much of tapping?
Too much everything, including tapping. Okay, I think it was recently in Gombe or Borno, one of the medical centers, they released a memo telling staffs they don't want anybody tapping during work hours. That's how bad it is. I went to a hospital somewhere in Abuja, a general hospital, and I entered the lab to give them a sample. And I met the lab guy tapping. And it was so. And I looked at him and I smiled because, yes, I know that's my business. I do crypto, right? So, but I would think you can tap this thing at a later time, at your leisure. It's not a job. Tapping is not a job. And that's one of the reasons. You see, most times when Nigerians flood into something, we just abuse it. We abuse the hell out of it. And that's why a lot of people are complaining now about the most recent release of
Hamster Combat.
Dear CEO.
Yes.
Now, a lot of people engage in it massively. You're walking on the road, you see a bookie that is selling something, is tapping. You go to dry clean your clothes, you see the dry cleaner using one hand tapping, using one hand ironing. Literally, your barbers are tapping. In church, people are tapping. Instead of to tap into the Holy Spirit, now you are tapping into the combat. Right? So, but one thing a lot of people forget is that okay, so before I get there, before this hamster matter came up, I saw on some people's status that almost with 500 million hamster, with 1 billion hamster, I mean, just imagine that one hamster get to 10 cents, imagine one hamster get to 200 cents, imagine one hamster get to $1, you are made for life, you are made for this thing, you are made for this thing. And I sat down and I said, the reason why people are this ignorant is because they don't understand the concept of cryptocurrency in the first place. In cryptocurrency, there's something called market capitalization. Market capitalization is the value of one of that coin multiplied by the total number of that coin. Now, Hamster has 100 billion tokens. That's after they have done all the reduction of all those 200 billion in people's phone, 400 billion in people's phone. So they had a market cap, a total supply of 100 billion tokens. Now, out of these 100 billion tokens, I think they gave tappers like 1% or a very low percentage. So let's say they shared 1 billion or thereabout. Now, what does market capitalization mean? Market capitalization means that the value of one Hamster token multiplied by the total number of tokens that they have will now be the market capitalization of Hamster. Now, the entire crypto space is somewhere around 2 trillion market capitalization. And we have over 2 million different cryptocurrencies. Now, you expect that a coin would come from nowhere and take for your Hamster to be worth $1, it means with 100 billion as the total supply, it means it has to have $100 billion invested in it. And what are the chances? $100 billion is about 2% or 0.5% of the total supply. What am I saying? They're almost 10% now.
Yeah, 10%.
Or 5%. So that means a coin will come out from nowhere and take 5% of the entire cryptocurrency market capitalization. Where is Bitcoin? Where will you keep Ethereum? So the chances of Hamster ever getting to $1 is almost impossible. Yes.
But we have dogs that are also played out.
Yeah, dogs played out well.
Played out, then TapSwap also them.
No, TapSwap will not do anything.
No, TapSwap almost even Hotcoin.
You see, TapSwap will not do anything.
But Hotcoin and dogs and the rest of them.
Now, what you should look at in all those things is the difficulty. One, the quantity they are giving. Hot is giving you about 0 point something, 0 point something, 0 point something. But Hamster is making you live in a fool's paradise. 800 billion, 800 million, 400 million. And instead of you to understand that that thing is just point, there will still be a dividing factor. Before you will now get the coin, then they will now give you the value of the coin. So what a lot of people don't know is, we've been doing airdrops for a very long time. For a very long time. I've made over $6,000 from one airdrop before. Airdrop will go bless you, no go stress you. Airdrop will go bless you, no go stress you.
It's like you're dropping from the heaven.
See, you will just wake up one day. That's the same thing that happened with Bitcoin Pizza. There was an airdrop I got 2 months or 3 months ago. Pizza. Just simple. If you have interacted with this particular platform, go and claim your pizza. I claimed the pizza, 100 pizza. A couple of days, they listed pizza $6, $600. You that have been tapping, you have tapped, you have broken your phone screen, you have broken the calibrator. You have not made $100. Airdrop that will bless you will not stress you. Every day you are looking for code. But if you don't have any other thing to do, and you have phone and internet, please engage.
But then, speaking of this, the Hamster comeback,
yes.
All of a sudden, the money in the account started going low.
It will go low now.
Even despite the fact that people have converted the money on Binance to USDT.
That's why it's going low. That conversion is why it's going low now.
Can you explain?
Okay, now. So, Hamster gives everybody token worth 100 million, for instance. So everybody is holding Hamster worth 100 million. Now, but if you want to spend your Hamster, you cannot convert, you will not use the Hamster and go to market and say, okay, you go to Pape Market and give them Hamster. No. So if you want to convert your Hamster, you will have to sell it. Now, one thing you need to understand is that the market works with demand and supply. When a lot of people are selling, the value is going to come down. The value is going to come down. When there is supply, when there is increased demand, price goes up. When there is increased supply, price comes down. That's what happened. Hamster listed at 1 cent, 0.01. Presently, they are trading at about 0.006. They've not even gone so far. It's just like 40% down. They will still go down more. It's not a joke. These are the forces.
I hope Amster Master holders, Amster Compact holders are not listening to you right now.
Let me tell you something. Even if it's you now, you have Hamster, and yesterday you opened your wallet, you were seeing 10,000 or 15,000. Then you open to that and you see 10,000. The first thing that will come to make I say before you go down and finish. That's the natural man. And these are the two factors that drive the financial market generally. Cryptocurrency, forex, everything, fear and greed.
So let's look at even Satoshi.
Okay.
It has been there for a while. But then the unpredictability of Satoshi has also become very challenging, especially within the cryptocurrency space and the digital assets and corridor. Do you think at this point that some of those coins have come to really elevate people, or they've come to further impoverish? Use Nigeria as a case study.
Okay, now one of the reasons why I encourage people to engage in Telegram mining is because you're not spending any money from your pocket, right? You pick your phone, you tap. Whether you tap or not, you will buy data. If you want to survive in this country, just have data. If you have data, even if you are hungry, if you use laugh, sleep. If you have data. So most times, if you have that data, it becomes easy for you to, okay, I have data. Instead of TikToking, let me tap. Instead of doing Instagram, let me tap. And at least it's a better way of using your phone, since you cannot use your phone and read. Just tap. At least it's a better way, right? But another thing that one of the reasons why I'm actually very grateful to God for this Telegram tapping is because it has introduced the masses into cryptocurrency without stress. This is what we have been praying for since mainstream adoption. Telegram brought it. Every Android phone has Telegram. Every Android phone. I entered a keke some days ago going to church, and I had two mature women. No, you are not tapping. I'm tapping. No. There's this new one. I will send it to you. I looked at them and I was like, you're kidding. If the mature women, you understand that these people don't know jack about crypto, but they are tapping. And guess what? For you to tap means you have Telegram. Once you have Telegram, it means you have Telegram wallet. And once you have Telegram wallet, it means you have a cryptocurrency wallet. And once you have a cryptocurrency wallet, you're already in the space. And you need to know something you don't understand, or something some people don't know. Transferring cryptocurrency from Telegram wallet to Telegram wallet is free. So before you know, once it becomes a general idea, people will be transacting with Telegram. Okay, make I send you the money. Let me send you this money via Telegram. You have exchange value. Free. And it's decentralized. That means if I have 100,000 naira in my Telegram and you are using Telegram too, I can come and say, okay, buy this. I like this your phone. Oh, you tell me it's 50,000. I will just transfer value from my Telegram to your Telegram, the same way I'm sending text message, and everybody move.
The way you're saying that looks very amazing and fantastic. but then there is no easy road to this thing when it has to do with digital assets, especially to Nigerians that don't even understand the way it works and the way it operates in general. But then let's enlighten Nigerians. Okay. this all rolls the path that we've come to find ourselves called digital asset space. And there also, does the challenge in the sector, does it outweigh the opportunities therein?
I think the opportunities outweighs the challenges, but there is a major challenge, and the challenge is ignorance. The biggest undoing of anybody engaging in crypto would be ignorance. Ignorance. Let me give you an example. First of all, when you're creating a wallet, a decentralized wallet would ask you to save a particular phrase. It could be 12 word, it could be 18, it could be 24.
Oh, you mean the key phrase?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, that phrase is also called your seed phrase, your backup phrase, your recovery phrase. But a lot of people don't save that. They just sharp just screenshot, which is also wrong. So a lot of people don't do anything about that. They just think, after you get them back. Then you find out that for some reason you have money, but you don't have money because maybe your phone fell inside water, your phone screen breaks, something just happened. I know somebody that nothing was wrong with his phone. He just felt the phone was hanging. He carried one app, he deleted it and reinstalled it. Then was asking me, where is his coin? I said, just today, very simple now, your backup phrase. He said, backup phrase? I said, that 12 word. He said, I did not write it though. Uncle, there's nothing I can do. That's the first thing. Ignorance will make you not understand the importance of your recovery phrase. That's one. Secondly, there's a new one I noticed, especially for these Telegram users. I noticed that there's a wallet that, I don't know how it enters people's phone, but people just go online, just see wallet address and see money inside, and just somehow they save it on their phones. So somebody messaged me the other day and was telling me that she has over 20,000 ton. I said 20,000 ton. How since when do you start doing mining? And upon probing, I discovered it's a watch-only wallet. Now the problem with a watch-only wallet is that you can see the value, but you cannot spend. You can even copy the address and receive coin inside. Now what that means is that whoever is the person that created that wallet and somehow spread it, people will have that wallet thinking they have money. Then when they are engaging in all this cryptocurrency stuff, they will use that wallet address to receive. When it reaches time to send, they cannot send because it's a watch-only wallet. Now, another thing why I say is ignorance. A young man the other day wanted to sell a coin, and I buy coins, right? So I told him, after we've agreed and all of that, the next morning I told him, how far now? You did not send the coin again yesterday night. He said something happened. I said, what happened? He said he went online and he saw a company, he saw one advert that said you can now sell this particular coin on Binance. And I said, that coin has not listed on any exchange. How are you selling it on Binance? He said he did not know. So immediately he clicked that link. They asked him, confirm that you are the owner of this coin. Impute your 12-word recovery phrase. He carried this 12-word recovery phrase and puts there. Immediately he puts it. 5 minutes later, all the coin left his wallet. So the major problem that people will face in the cryptocurrency space is ignorance.
So if ignorance is a major problem we're going to face, it leads me to this question. Are you sure we are ripe to talk about cryptocurrency even in Nigeria right now, which was the first question I was trying to ask you at first? Should we be having a conversation around having digital assets in Nigeria as it stands now, knowing fully well that people within the region-based and then the urban and rural communities have not yet understood the modalities and the operational dimensions of this coin? Should we be having these conversations?
Yes, we should be having the conversation. The fact that it took Nigeria 25 years to get the first ATM into Nigeria doesn't make it right. Right? Now, what am I trying to say basically? What I'm trying to say basically is that we should... Okay, what I'm trying to say basically is that since we know what the problem is, it makes it easier to solve. The problem is ignorance. Go for knowledge. One of the things, I have a particular company, and one of the things we are actually focused on is translating crypto education, online business education into local languages, where you can learn some of all these things in your native languages, Igbo, Yoruba, and the rest of them.
Well, Silas, I wish we can continue with this conversation because there are a lot of things a lot of questions that are begging for answers. But then my producer is already signaling me that it's time to pack our things and leave the studio even for this weekend edition. But I want to say thank you so much for finding out time to be with us today on New Day, even on Signature TV.
It's my pleasure.
I hope when next we need you, you'll be around for us.
By all means.
All right. Viewers, this is how far we can go this morning. I want to say thank you so much for also sticking around with us. Remember, you can follow us on all our social media handle to get involved in the conversation. You can also watch the show over and over on our various social media platforms, on our YouTube, also on our app. You can download it on iOS and also on Google Play Store to join in the conversation. For now, from all of us here, it is bye. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.